How to Value a Nursery Business, a guide for purchasers. Are you considering purchasing a nursery but are unsure of how to value it properly? The process of valuing a nursery can seem daunting, but it's a crucial step to ensure that you make a smart investment. In today's video, I'm going to walk you through how to value a nursery business, what factors to consider, and how to assess if it's a good financial decision. By the end of the video, you have a clear understanding of how to approach purchasing a nursery and how I can support you in the process to make sure that you're on the right path. Stick with me to the end and I'll explain how my experience and resources can help guide you through every step of this important journey. But before we get into all of that, welcome to the channel. Welcome to the channel Open Nursery with myself, Kurt Liania, where I support you to open, run and grow your own nursery. I'm the creator of the Open Nursery in Just 6 Months course, and I've worked with countless entrepreneurs to help them to successfully enter the nursery field, whether that be through opening their own nursery or by purchasing an existing one. If you're thinking about buying your own nursery, then this video is for you. Many prospective buyers get overwhelmed with the thought of assessing a nursery business's true value. But the truth is, valuing a nursery is more about understanding key metrics and an overall market than anything else. In this video, I'll give you a step-by-step guide on how to value a nursery, plus I'll share examples of situations that I've encountered to help make it clearer for you. But before we dive into the details, don't forget to subscribe and click that bell icon so that you don't miss out on any more of my expert videos guiding you on the nursery field. And as always, all the links and resources that I mentioned in this video can be found in the description. So let's jump straight in. Before we start with the nitty-gritty details of valuations, let's talk about why it's so important to get the valuation right when purchasing a nursery. Buying a nursery is a big investment, and just like any other business purchase, it's essential that you understand what you're buying into. A nursery business might sound like a fantastic investment, but without a proper valuation, you could easily end up overpaying or making a poor investment that doesn't deliver the expected returns. Properly valuing a nursery ensures you pay a fair price. You don't want to overpay for a business, and valuing it correctly helps you to determine the market rate. It helps you to identify risks. A good valuation will uncover any hidden issues or financial problems within the business that could affect its long-term success. It helps you to understand the potential growth of the nursery so you can make an informed decision about how much effort and investment will be needed to help you to turn it into a profit. Whether you're a first-time buyer or an experienced investor, understanding how to assess the true value of a nursery is crucial to making an informed, confident purchase. When valuing a nursery, there are several key factors to take into account. These include both financial and non-financial aspects. So let's break them down, starting with the financial performance. This is the first thing to look at when evaluating a nursery business. How much money does it make, and how sustainable are those profits? Here's what you need to review: revenue and profit margins. Look at the nursery's income from fees, government funding and other sources. You want to understand how much money is coming in and compare it to its operational costs. A solid nursery should generate consistent profits with a clear track record of growth. Next, you want to consider staffing costs. Since staffing is a large expense in a nursery business, understanding staff salaries and staff turnover rates is essential. High turnover can be a red flag, signaling potential problems with the work environment or management. And finally, you want to look at the balance sheets. Assess the business assets, the property, the equipment, the resources, and its liabilities, any debts and operational costs. A strong balance sheet shows that the nursery is on a solid financial footing. One client of mine, a first-time buyer, was considering purchasing a nursery that had been struggling to meet profit expectations. By reviewing the nursery financials, we discovered that the primary issue was high staff turnover, which led to extra recruitment and training costs. This was a major consideration when deciding whether or not to proceed with the purchase. As well as the financial performance, you'll also want to consider the current and future occupancy rates. The occupancy rate, or how full the nursery is, directly impacts its revenue. If the nursery has consistently high occupancy rates, it's a good indicator that it's running well and is in demand. You'll need to look at the current occupancy, so you should understand how many children are enrolled compared to how many the nursery is licensed to care for. Are there empty spaces that are hard to fill, or is the nursery at capacity? Discuss this with the seller or the agent so you can get a better insight into what's happening within the nursery. Look at the waiting list. Does the nursery have a waiting list for children waiting to enroll? This is a strong indicator of future potential, as it shows demand is greater than supply. Another example of a purchase that I helped to analyze was another client was looking at a nursery with a long wait list for babies. This showed strong growth potential because it had a strong, consistent demand for its services, particularly in the baby and toddler age group. The location of the nursery plays a major role in its value. A nursery in a densely populated area with good transport links is typically worth more than one in a remote and less accessible area. Research the local area and its demographics. Are there enough families with young children? Are there new housing developments which could lead to a boost in demand? A nursery is only as successful as the population that it serves. Look at your competition too. How many other nurseries or other childcare providers are in the area? High competition may make it harder for you to grow your nursery, but being in a high demand area can still be a significant advantage if you can stand out. The reputation of the nursery is also vital to its success. If a nursery is well regarded in the community, it will attract more parents, leading to high occupancy rates and ability to charge competitive fees. Check the nursery's most recent Ofsted inspection rating. A good or outstanding rating can increase the value of the nursery, whereas a requires improvement or inadequate can drive down the price or mean you have to invest more time and resources in order to improve it. Check out the nursery's online presence and reviews too. What do parents and staff say about the nursery? Positive reviews online and strong relationships with parents can add value. You should also check out local forums or social media, as they can all help to provide you with valuable feedback which can help you in evaluating the nursery. There are several ways to value a nursery, and different approaches may be used depending on the nursery's size, market conditions and buyers' preferences. The first way is an earnings-based valuation. This is one of the most common ways used for valuing nurseries. You calculate the value of the nursery based on earnings, specifically the profits before tax, interest, depreciation and amortization, known as EBITDA. The nursery's profitability is multiplied by a market multiple, which varies depending on industry trends and the specific nursery, to estimate its overall value. Typically in the nursery field, if you're purchasing a nursery without the freehold of the building, then this multiplier will be roughly 3 to 5 times the EBITDA. So for example, if a nursery generates £100,000 in annual EBITDA and the market value is 4 times that, then the nursery's value would be an estimated £400,000. The second way of valuing is an assets-based valuation. An asset-based approach is often used if the nursery's physical assets, such as property and equipment, are a significant part of its value. This method takes into account the real estate if it's owned, or even if it has a really long lease, the furniture, play equipment and any other assets. However, this method doesn't always reflect the true profitability of a nursery, so it's often used in conjunction with other valuation methods. And the third way of valuing a nursery is a comparable sales-based method. This approach involves comparing the nursery to similar businesses that have been sold recently. The idea is to find comparable sales, adjust for differences and estimate the value accordingly. So for example, if a nursery in the same area with similar features and market conditions sold for £500,000, this could be used as a reference point for valuing the nursery that you're considering to purchase. Valuing a nursery can be complicated, especially when it comes to understanding how financials, market conditions and local demand impact the value, and that's where I come in. As a nursery business consultant, I have years of experience guiding buyers through the valuation process, helping them to understand the financial details and ensuring that they make an informed decision. If you're considering purchasing a nursery, I can offer personalized consultations, financials that you plan to purchase, compare the costs and revenues. I can help you to spot any potential red flags or even some positives that you might not have considered, and come up with an accurate valuation that aligns with your goals. I can also provide ongoing support. So if you're in the process of purchasing a nursery, I can assist with the due diligence phase to ensure that all aspects of the business are accounted for before you make the purchase. If you're serious about purchasing a nursery and want expert guidance to help you through the valuation and buying process, I'd love to help you to make that dream a reality. Just click the link below or the one that's coming up on the screen to tell me more about your plans, and let's go over your options, financials and how you can best move forward. Also think about what aspects of the valuation process that you're most concerned about. Drop your questions in the comment section below and I'll personally help you with them. I want to thank you for watching. I really hope this video has given you a clear understanding of how to properly value a nursery business, because whether you're purchasing your first nursery or adding to your portfolio, getting the valuation right is essential. If you have found the video useful, do please hit that like button and share it with someone else who might find it useful. Just don't forget to click that on the screen to share with me your plans. Plus on the screen is a video that YouTube thinks you'll find useful. So wherever you head off to next, I look forward to supporting you. God bless.